In this video, I'll show you how Hailey Bieber has quietly built a $50 million empire with Rhode Beauty, and why I think this might be the future of brand building, right? Hailey Bieber quietly built a beauty empire that now has her sitting near a $50 million net worth, and it all started with Rhode. But it's not just a skincare line, it's a case study in clean ownership, vertical branding, and cultural relevance that sells. I do breakdowns like this so you can understand that you can also build a successful brand if you're a creator, or even if you're an existing founder, lessons that you can take from people who have done it, right? And also people who have failed. Plus, I know this because I've built and sold 2 brands for $128 million. I currently have a watch brand that I'm taking to the $100 million mark. Now, if you run an e-com brand, especially in beauty and wellness, this is one of the smartest new-gen brand plays you should be watching. Not because she's famous, but because she understood the game, controlled the look, owned the product, and monetized the emotion. So let's dive into it. Now, what did she do? And how did she do it different? She designed a brand, not just a product. One, it was focused on minimalist branding. It's aligned perfectly with the rising clean girl aesthetic movement, creating instant visual recognition, right? Like, she looked at what was already working in the market and what people already wanted, and she just created something that serves that. And then intentional touch points. She had consistency across packaging, the visuals, and tone of voice, which created a cohesive brand experience. You don't want to sell a product, you want to sell an experience. The better you are at articulating this, the better you're going to have a brand moat when it comes to your industry, right? And then lifestyle signaling. The brand looked like money, projecting aspirational value even before it was profitable, right? Hailey didn't just slap her name on a formula and call it skincare. She launched with a full ecosystem of aesthetic identity and brand equity. This isn't an influencer line, it's a brand built to be a part of a lifestyle, the kind you feel aspirational being associated with. Like, the issue with most influencers is they end up creating a product instead of creating a brand. But if you go ahead and you create a brand, you know what experience you want people to feel, what emotions you want to appeal to when it comes to what you are selling. And the better you are at articulating this, the more money you're going to make and the more cult-like audience you're going to build. So your product must signal a lifestyle, right? And for this to happen, you need to put these 3 things in place, right? Now, one, it's the product. What exactly are customers buying? You have to have that idea in place. Like, okay, what are you making people buy? And then the emotions, how do they feel when they buy from you? Because it's really how they feel. It's not what you say, it's how they feel about what you say. And then the identity, what do customers become? When they buy into your product, who do they become, right? And if you've watched the video that I made about brand positioning, you know definitely that if you target them the right way, you know the identity shift that you want to create. For e-com founders, this is the critical insight. Your product must signal a lifestyle before it delivers results, right? The Rhode brand communicates a specific identity that customers want to embody, right? People don't buy products anymore, they buy identity in a bottle. This philosophy guided every aspect of Rhode's development and marketing strategy. And that's exactly what you also want to have in place. You want to make sure that you specifically target the emotions and you target the identity. Your product just serves as a bridge between that emotion and the identity that they have. If you're able to do this very well, then obviously you're going to build a scalable brand. Ownership is leverage, and leverage is long-term power. When it comes to Rhode Beauty, one thing she did very, very well is she has the major stake in ownership, which allows her to have a full control of the business and its future, right? And also strategic control. She has direction over product, brand, and expansion. Most influencers would rather just be the face of a brand and not own the brand, but she owns this brand and she also has a majority stake in it. And with equity growth, she is able to build long-term wealth through business value. That's the difference between getting paid $10,000 to make a video about a product versus you developing the product, being the face of the product, be able to tell the story about the brand and make people buy into that mission or that vision that you have. And then exit potential, capturing maximum value from future acquisition, right? Here's what most people don't understand. If you have equity in something, when you want to sell the brand, it could balloon your net worth, right? So let's say you sell a brand for $1 billion, right? And you have 40% stake in that brand. That means you're getting $400 million. That's the difference between money now versus having equity in the business, right? So Hailey isn't just the face, she owns a major stake in Rode, giving her full control over product development, brand direction, retail expansion, and investor negotiation. So if Rode sells for $200 million one day, Hailey walks away with real equity, not a licensing check. And that's the difference between licensing your name for a product versus having equity in the product. And that's one thing that I always tell like these creators, that if you are a creator, you want to sell something that even if you were to step away today, you're stepping away with a big check, right? It's not just like a small amount of money that you get for having your name over a product. So you build infrastructure, not just influence. With Rode, that's another thing she did very, very well. Don't rent influence, build infrastructure. You have to create lasting business systems that generate value beyond personal brand. Outside of your personal brand, can you still make money? If the answer is no, then you're just renting attention, right? You don't own it, right? And this is one of the things that I tell creators. Like, if you want to learn from me, because I show people how I'm building my watch brand to the $100 million mark and how you could replicate the same thing for yourself when it comes to the brand that you're building. And you should DM me on Instagram, Ecom with Abdul, mentor if you're looking to, if you're still at the 6-figure mark, if you are looking to scale from $50,000 a month to say $1 million a month, then DM me private, because there's a difference between the two, right? I'll show you exactly what you need to do to build, scale, and exit your brand. So then you want to own your ops, build your margin. You want to control operational aspects that ensure higher profit margins and business stability. If you have your own operations, then you could scale your business easily and then think like the asset. Your goal is to position yourself as the valuable business asset rather than just a promotional tool. So not just being the face of the brand, you also want to be able to be seen as the asset. So this is the difference between being paid once and being paid forever. So for founders, you have to learn to structure your business for long-term equity, not short-term fame, right? So fame is borrowed, ownership is permanent. Today, we see people who come on the scene and literally they are known for a while, but after that, boom, nobody knows them again. This is one thing that makes it different, right? So for her, she has just one hero product, which is the peptide lip treatment, right? They created one specific solution, solves one specific daily problem, and it is very shareable, right? It is visually shareable. People love showing it off on social media, which engineers the success. And it has high retention. Customers buy multiple plus reorder regularly, right? And it is strategically priced $16 to $18, which has the luxury feel, but it makes it affordable enough for people to want to buy, right? This is the flywheel. And Rode didn't launch with 50 SKUs, it launched with one hero product, the peptide lip treatment. This focused approach created a masterclass in single SKU brand scaling that sold out in hours. She was able to build wait lists off of that and created a FOMO engine that still hasn't stopped. The issue with most people is when they want to build a brand, they think, oh, let me go ahead and create 5, 10 different products. No, like, why don't you just start somewhere? Start with one, get momentum on that, then iterate over time. And that's how Rode has been able to become the beast that it is today. So the power of a single dominant product. One, they were able to focus resources, right? Concentrate marketing and developing resources around one core winner, right? And then they were able to perfect execution, refine one product to excellence rather than managing many, right? You don't want to have too many SKUs, just one is enough. Scale efficiently, and they were able to simplify operations and maximize economies of scale, which I mentioned in one of my videos. So this is the secret. You don't need 100 products. You need one that dominates and a brand that gives it emotional weight. This is how successful brands scale. Lean, cleaner, faster, and more profitably. That's the goal. I don't care if you make $100 million in a year. If all you make is $1 million in profit, like that doesn't make any sense, right? Your goal should be, how can I make the most money possible and still be profitable so you can scale? So your product doesn't need to do more, it just needs to matter more to the right people. So this is the formula for the beauty brand that she created. One, engineer desirability. She created products that people want to be seen using, and that's what you need to do too. You need to create products that people want to be seen using. And then maintain ownership. Keep control of business decisions and equity, because the more people are involved in the decision-making process, the more headache you have to face. But in this case, she kept majority of the ownership. And then scale from simplicity. Your goal is to focus on perfecting your core offerings before expanding. Now, expansion is a core part of business, but before you expand, you want to make sure that you have the right systems in place, right? And then compound value. Build long-term brand equity that grows over time, which is the goal, right? Your goal is how can you build enough equity with your brand? And Rhode Beauty isn't just a celebrity brand, it's a lesson in how to engineer desirability, maintain ownership, and scale from simplicity. Hailey didn't need 100 million followers. She needed a clear message, a beautiful experience, and a business structure to make sure every dollar came back to her. And that's it. That's literally it. That's all you need, right? So for her to hit the 50 million club, this is all she needed to do. Her net worth is $50 million from the success of Rhode Beauty. All she had was one hero product, right, that launched the empire, and she has 100% brand control. Like, she has the majority stake. And so now Hailey is in the 50 million club, not because of followers, but because she understood the real business model behind modern e-commerce. She created a brand with clarity, control, and compounding value that continues to grow. For founders looking to build this similar success, the formula is clear. Focus on ownership, create products with emotional resonance, and build infrastructure that scales beyond personal influence. You want to be able to scale beyond just your influence. So this is how you can build your own brand empire. 1, define your unique proposition and aesthetic. The more you're able to get clear on that, the more you're going to make money. Then business control, maintain ownership of key decisions and equity, and then compounding value. Build systems that grow in worth over time. Well, now if you want to learn more how to do this, you should apply with the link in my pinned comment or DM me on Instagram at ecomwithabdul, and let's see if you're a good fit. Now make sure you check out this video where I explained how I helped a brand make £400,000 in 30 days, so you can see how my thought process is like and what you could potentially get if you're a private client of mine. I'll see you in the next video.